So this is how you make a NewTek rail for a Ruger P97 DC. Polymer frame gun, it's a 45, I think. Yep, 45. It's longer than the P95. It's kind of, I think, related to the P94. So got an asymmetrical frame. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut some aluminum sheet. This is from the back of a computer. This is computer back, you can see the screw holes. I'm just going to basically quickly offer it up. Actually, I want it to go with the grain, so let me think. Let's just, you'll see that there's no measuring or anything involved, you just do it. This is how the Industrial Revolution started, was people just doing things, because when there was no machines, they had to start somewhere. And you'll be amazed how accurate you can be using sight and feel, etc. So that's my basic shape. That's a piece of aluminum. It's way too big actually, but let's just trim it slightly. There we go. So that's my basic shape. And then I just want to put an arrow onto it so that I know which direction it's going to be facing. Okay, so there we go. Right, that's stage one. The next thing is I'm going to form the basic shape that fits onto the pistol. Okay, and here we go, stage two. I've taken down the pistol, and I'm going to form. So I'll just put that block into there. I'm actually overly exaggerating all this to make it easier to see. So that disc is the square piece is a lot bigger than it normally would be. Don't buy these 6-ton presses from Harbour Freight, they're absolutely useless. Okay, I had to get it because I had to use my existing 12-ton press for something else, which you'll see in another video. Just put this info, out there for posterity, so people can see what was being done. So here we go, we're going down, right? You can see what I've done. You just keep the pistol straight like that, and there we go. And you don't overdo it because it's a polymer frame, right? Then you need a pencil. Get your nice sharp pencil. Then you come in, and you just draw some lines like that. Right. Okay, that'll do. Release the pressure, and you've got your working piece. So what I've done is I've had those pencil lines, and I've just drawn a couple of lines just inside those lines, just to make the product fit pretty tightly to the pistol. So I'm now going to just form these, put fold lines in on those lines, like that. And then I know roughly where to go, it's about there. Yep. I've done quite a few of these now, probably made about, I don't know, 500 maybe, in all the years. Right, so there's your basic shape. Just check both ends, just a touch more. So we've got the basic shape. Check it on the frame. You can see fits right. Now I'm going to make the shape. It's very noisy this, so I'll just get on with it. So you can see that just using your eye you can get everything equal and a shape that fits the pistol just the way I want it to fit. So let's just move over to the what we're going to do now is just deburr that. I'm not going to get in too close for this, let's just do it from here. Just quickly try and show that. So that's the foot. Now we need to do the weaver rail. I was actually going to show you how I make these, but as it turns out, I actually have one ready, believe it or not. But basically what I have is I start off with some blank rail without any holes in. I've got some over here. I just scribe it with drill holes in it, so we end up with a piece like that. We cut it to length on the bandsaw, and so that's the ball mill. It just goes in. It's like got a round profile, and it just puts that sort of circular shape in, which just fits onto the actual thing we've just made. The test is you get the gun and then you want to check that it's parallel, you know what I mean, so that the flat part here is parallel with the top of the slide. Handmade doesn't always mean junk, it actually can mean things are pretty good. And so I'm now going to join these two together. So go and run a Dremel in here to get rid of this rough stuff, and I'm just going to deburr it and just put some extra little shapes onto it, not much, just on the belt sander. So I'm just going to go do that, and then the next time you'll see me is when I'm gluing these two together. So yeah, next stage, just going to glue these two together. They're glued and then screwed afterwards once it's dry. So just get some acetone, just degrease. I don't think it was any grease, but you can't be too careful. There you go, that's your shape. So I've just put a little hole in this for hanging off for powder coating. Get the glue, it's just Gorilla Glue. Quite amazing stuff, Gorilla Glue. If you put it on right, a little bit of a skill, you wouldn't even get these two things apart. You wouldn't even need the screws. In fact, you'd have to peel it off. Honestly, it's quite incredible. But you've got to get it just right, and it's a little bit, of a skill. So I'm just spreading out the glue. Spray water all over it. Polyurethane glue. Now what you've got to do is you've got to clamp them together, and because it's made where everything's the right height, all you have to actually do is put it into a vise and squeeze it. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, and leave it. But while it's in the vise, I just have to attend to it every now and again, just to make sure that I wipe off the look who's here, look who's here. She is, look. She's always wanting to join in. I'll let her in a minute, but there's obviously there's metal filings all over the place. I don't want it to get it on her paws and she licks it off. But she's never far away, look, tacty kitten. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly clamp this in here, and then I'll just use a Q-tip in the edges just to keep cleaning out the glue, because it's an expanding glue. It really does expand actually. It foams out like builder's foam. And just to clean it off so I get a good finished product. So I'm just going in, just going to squeeze that. You can bet that when I let the kitten in, she will come and lick this. So I'm not going to let her in just for a minute. So that's it, you just leave that to dry. Already the stuff's coming out. There we go. I'll have to do this about 3 times. I'm not worried about the stuff coming out the holes, because you drill that out when you put the screws in. You just go in and just remove it. So there we go, that's stage number 1. Right, there you go. Back to that in about an hour. Only takes about an hour. It's dry enough to drill. Right, so I've done 2. Just going to drill drill the holes to put some screws in. Okay, so that's not the most exciting thing, so I'll end there. Now I'm just going to clean out the holes. Yeah, I'm going to use an undersized tap on these. So now on to putting the screws in. Get the screws and we put them in. You can see it's a slope, so the screws are all going to be different lengths, but they have to be chopped off. But I've got a couple of different lengths here. 256 screws. What's the problem? Why is that not going in? It's got a bit of glue on the end, I think. Right, here we go. So let's put the first one in. There you go. Right, got to really hold it tight. There you go, don't overdo it. There we go, it's just gripping nice, right? Then you just go through them along the length. You can see how it protrudes. I'll be taking that off in a minute. Actually, I'll just do it now quickly just to demonstrate how it's done. You can see one. See our finger test, it's smooth. And I'm just going to work through and do the rest. And then about that, when that's done, I'll just give it one final deburring on the wire wheel, and then it's ready for sandblasting. And so the parts now, they've just been washed, they need to be dried with a heat gun. Just driving the water out of the NewTek rails. Next is preparing the powder coating rack. Next it's putting on the paper clips for to hang the powder coated, the raw products. So just get a little hook on each place, and if you can actually see this, probably not. So moving on. Then we put this is me just hanging the parts. Powder coating. next stage, which is into the oven. Into the oven we go. This is where the cat, this is where Tacti Kitten usually tries to jump in. And then 15 minutes. Let's see it flash. Okay, blah blah blah. Right, that's the rack. Stuff's come out. It's cooled off. Let's get everything off. I'm just going to take a few things off there. This is your, what you call it. So there we go. 1 and 2. So you need to go in. Start with this one. Just lock it up like that. Get some acetone on a Q-tip. Get it all cleaned out like that. Right in the corners. This gives a good key for this tape. And then what you do is you get your 3M VHB tape and you place it in here like this. Just checking it's all straight. Like that. Then you can use the, oh, my tweezers gone. There. Just go into the corners. And you get some fairly blunt scissors. Just go in and just cut it. And then you just go around. That's it. Then you need your other piece. So let's just cut this. Just gonna fold it and just cut like that. And go in. This has got a really big footprint for this particular pistol, so you can, it's over the top really, but look, there we go, bit of an expansion, good gap there, which is perfect. Again, use the blunt scissors. If you use these super sharp things here, they will take the powder coat off the top of, around that edge on this NewTek rail. So that's the basic tape has been applied. Then you always come in, just show that again, you come in, hang on, like that, and that's its position on the gun. And what happens is the tape will sort of splurge a little bit, and what you can do is, I'm just going to recut it because it's been compressed, but in the meantime I'm just going to stick on its little sticker. Just printed one off, cut it down to size quickly, always get it on straight. I don't know if you do hear the kitten meowing. She always cries when she's NewTeks are being made. She loves watching them be made. So that's your end result. So I'm just going to recut. Go back on like that. Not much came off actually. A little bit here, look. A little bit there. There you go. Right, that's nice. That, and that's your. What happens is the customer will get it. He'll clean his frame with alcohol, nothing else, nothing stronger, or dish soap and water. Then he'll peel off the red backing off the back of the tape. It's grey really. Peel it off, heat the tape for about 20 or 30 seconds, probably a bit longer actually, and then he will compress it with some of these in like 3 places. You've got to avoid the front sight. Sometimes you can just move the slide relative. If it goes off centre you can just overcorrect, you know what I mean? And then you'll leave that overnight and the next morning that's on so tight it doesn't move. And that is a NewTek rail. It just works just great. Very, very light, you can stand on it, super strong. It's monocoque, which means it's the perfect shape to do the job. It gets the rail right up onto the frame. Not down here somewhere, but as high as you can physically go onto the frame. This is super slim. It's a nice fit, and that is a NewTek rail. So thanks very much, have a great day.